Here we go. So just a question, how much astrology do you know?
A lot of here and there. A hell of a lot of here and there.
Okay. You know, if it's 2 astros, say 2 astro, and if you want more planets and signs, I don't think I want to spend as long on the transits as I did in the previous charts. Yeah. Okay. What you probably want to do, you have the volume up really loud. So if you either turn your volume down or mute, you could mute your microphone if you're not talking. Let's see what we got going on here. Is everybody having a good time? I hope so. I ask a question and I can't even see the chat box. C'est la vie. Here she is. Pluto in Leo. Yeah, baby. Conjunct Saturn. Another Pluto Saturn. It's a heavy day. Okay. And South Node in Scorpio. Conjunct Chiron. Okay. And Moon in Pisces. Conjunct Venus. Sweet. Venus opposite Saturn. Of course, you can see that. We got the old Sun Mercury conjunction, and of course Uranus in opposition to Jupiter. Uranus on the midheaven, professional astrologer. And Mars hiding in the 12th house. Okay, let's look at some of the transits for Yael. Let's look at the long. Yael, view. All right. So here we can see, let's just go up a little bit. She's had that moon in the 12th from 15 to May of 17. May of 17, Yael. You began a new 28-year cycle of life. From 15 through 16 and 17, it was end, finish, close, and complete. A 28-year cycle of life. And this can be with relationships, kids, family, job, okay? But it's a new identity, okay? So this could be like, you know what, the kids left home and now I'm a new, I'm starting a new life. And, it's like when the moon goes over the ascendant, you've got a whole new, 30-year cycle ahead of you. So it can be you can feel a little insecure or a little nervous or whatever, but like I say, that was a couple years ago. By May, it goes into the 2nd house. So some things that began in May of 17, okay, by May of 19, it's time to hit the ground. It's time to get real. You've done a lot of changing and a lot of, who am I, and identity shift and this, that. And now it's time to get down and get real. Make it, get it into money, get it into resources, get it into business, get it into, it's time to walk your talk. Yeah. Besides that, then we can see, interesting to have that kind of a thing going on when the progressed moon, the moon's node. Yeah, the moon's node has just gone into the 10th house of business, job, vocation, and career. Oh, it's going to in May. It's in the 11th house now. It's moving backwards because the moon's nodes go retrograde. So she's got the moon's node going into the 10th. And it's going to stay there until January of 2021. And she's got Saturn, okay, going into the 5th house in March. Whew. Looks pretty serious. The 5th house is fun, romance, candlelight dinners. Saturn going through the 5th house is, if you want to have fun, you better schedule it. Saturday from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, I'm going to have fun. It's like, oh my goodness. It's time to get serious about fun. That can be another thing, okay? The fifth house is about, my creative self-expression. Well, Saturn says, form it, structure it, boom, make, put your expression, out there in the world. It is actually a very creative time. And we can see that Jupiter is spending this whole year in her fourth house of home, roots, and family. She's got Neptune approaching the descendant, okay? It's coming in 19. It's full on all of 2020, Neptune on the descendant. And then it starts to let go and release in 2021. You got that? Let's look at some planetary aspects to each other. Looks like you got a lot of transits. Okay. Neptune square Jupiter, that's going to go on for a while. Pluto trine the node, that's nice. Look at this, Pluto trine the node is 5 passes. It's going all the way through 2019. This Pluto trine the north node is her future destiny. Pluto trining that says that all these transformations, can smoothly, there's a spiritual energy, really assisting her, okay, in moving towards, okay, her evolutionary development. We're not going to do Jupiter and, oh my God, Saturn on the sun, man. You have to mute your microphone, Yael. It's the bottom left. There's a little, yeah, thank you. Only one time? Wow. Well, you know what? In that case, it's not one time, it's 5 times. Okay. What that says is that Saturn is coming up very close to 23, maybe 23 degrees, 30 minutes. And then it's going, then it's going retrograde. And then it's going over it. And then it's coming back to 24. And then it's going over it. So instead of it just being 9 months, it's actually 18 months. So, Saturn already, okay, went up, into the teens, but this is a very interesting dynamic. How about this one? Pluto on her sun, February, July, and December of 2020. Oh, I got ahead of myself. Saturn square Neptune. Tomorrow. Woohoo! Jupiter return. 9 months, February to September. Jupiter is on her Jupiter. So you kind of see how these things work. Of course, it's opposing Uranus at the same time. And Uranus square Mercury. Again, how long is a Uranus transit? 18 months, a year and a half, even though you got to give it more than the computer does. Yeah? Okay, well, let's look at the dynamics. All right, so there's a generation of people born with Pluto in Leo. It's the Pepsi generation, the me generation, the baby boomers, call it what you will. Yeah, it's that whole, generation of people that really brought in the 60s. They were the hippies and they wanted, organic food, and, the yoga came from India to the United States, and there was all kinds of, big changes. These people, tore down the Berlin Wall, and, Russia, big changes, with the USSR, breaking up, and blah, 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 blah. Lots of big things, with this Pluto and Leo generation. It's a soul that has spent past lifetimes getting in touch with its own unique, original, creative genius. Now, Saturn there, okay, I said Saturn's the Lord of Karma, and Saturn says, don't do that, don't be that. Oh, I don't want to take up too much space. I don't want to, be the star of the show. I'm afraid of the limelight. I'm afraid of what people might say. So I don't want to be as creative or dramatic or big as I really am. And I know that I am. Pluto, Saturn, okay? But you can see Saturn is in the 12th house and Mars is in the 12th house. What are planets in the 12th house? I say planets in the 12th house are in the cellar. They're buried. The 12th house is behind the scenes. It's your inner world. So inside, Yael is very Saturn and very Mars. She's very serious. She's very driven. She's very solid, okay? And could be somewhat conservative and somewhat, just like wanting everything to be perfect before anybody sees it, kind of a thing. A little anxious, Mars and Virgo, okay? But people don't see those things. So they work beneath the level of consciousness, very often through men, yeah? Women with Mars in the 12th house, okay, have a lot of stories about the men in their lives, particularly when Pisces is over here on the 7th, yeah? Because Pisces, on the 7th with Mars, in the 12th house, this, has to do with, some amount of disillusionment. Born with certain illusions about men, kind of expecting, men and, even the father to a certain degree, this is, very strong, powerful father figure, but working secretly or behind the scenes and things not going so, things are not transparent. Things are not open. The 12th house is the house of secrets, and then we've got this, south node of the moon in Scorpio, Chiron in Scorpio. This can be, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, past lifetimes of really, being dominated, being railroaded, having external authority figures, okay, very strongly in your face. You will do this, you will be this, you will say this, you will wear this, you will look like this, you will believe this, you will blah, 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 blah. I mean, so it's like Yael has been on the cookie cutter kind of a thing. Her past life, it's like, okay, you'll be a star. Oh, no, you'll be a Christmas tree. Oh, no, you'll be, whatever, So, not a Christmas tree. But anyway, so this is, some past lifetimes of, okay, Chiron and Scorpio, like we say, the wound. Scorpio is power, emotional power, sexual power, kundalini power. This is just really very super powerful. And when this kundalini power, this chi energy life force is wounded, okay, I can have a hard time getting back up once somebody knocks me down. That life force is like, oh yeah, I'm back in the ring. I can take it and I'll take some more. And I'm going to give you some. And it's just, this life force is like Pluto. It's like, don't mess with me, man. So Chiron, the wound is that I've been messed with. And then here's the moon in Pisces. I've been a victim, maybe of the Holocaust. Okay. Maybe, in my past life, I was a martyr. Okay, or I was bombed, or this is past lifetimes. South Node in Scorpio, 8th house, okay, Pluto in Scorpio. These are people that have been through hell, the underworld, conflict, loss, very difficult past life scenarios here, yeah? So she can come in with a lot of pain, and a lot of loss, betrayal, abandonment, things that she trusted and held on to and wanted to believe and wanted to be true, dissolving and right in front of her freaking face and letting her down and getting ripped off and abused and manipulated and exploited again. This moon in Pisces, is just like give, and and the Pluto in Leo says, yeah, I've got a lot to give. So it's just like, whoa, Nellies, yeah. And people take until it's like kind of like, you can see she's in the school of Virgo. Discrimination, discernment. Do not throw your pearls to the swine. Do not plant your seeds in sand or in, gunk or concrete, or it's like you have to watch who you're talking to, what you're saying, who you're hanging out with, who you're sleeping with, who you're, lending money to or borrowing money from. You have to discriminate. You have to discern. You have to be very clear. You have to come out of innocence. The moon in Pisces is very innocent and wants to be all things to all people and help everybody and is just a nice person. I call them angels. Yael is an angel, yeah? This angel being, the seraphim, the cherubim or whatever, the Yahweh, the Elohim, coming from the sun. She's just like, what can I do for you and you and you and you and you? And people say, well, I want you to do this and this and this and this and this, and then until she's finally Cinderella, and everybody's going off to the party and she's cleaning up the ashes. So, she can have a lot of, not only past lives, but in this life, a lot of times our childhood is a recapitulation of what happened in past lifetimes so that we can remember things consciously and deal with them and work with them. Where does the soul want to go this lifetime? The Pluto polarity point is Aquarius, and it's got Black Moon Lilith there. Yeah? Aquarius is about non-attachment. Not detachment. Oh no, I'm walking away. I'm afraid. I've had enough. No, it's like, you know what? Take it. Easy come, easy go. Everything changes. The summer dies and fall gets born and fall dies and winter comes and winter dies and spring comes. Things just come and go. I am, really in a place of the Buddha, of just like really accepting. And not only that, okay, but where is this north node of the moon? Yeah, up here in Taurus in the 9th house. So we can also say she's moving from Scorpio in the 3rd house. What's the 3rd house? Be here now. What's right in front of the tip of my nose. This is my money and my bank book and my family and my kids and my brothers and sisters. Okay, and all this stuff that's going on right here in Israel where I live in my neighborhood and and I am, so her past lifetime, has been very much focused on maybe just trying to survive. When a bomb hits your freaking town or something, you're just trying to pick up the pieces. So she's been very focused, okay, on what's right here in front of her face. The north node of the moon in the 9th house is saying, look up, look out, look beyond. The racehorse has blinders. It can only see this much. And the north node of the moon in the 9th house says, take off your blinders. Yeah? Use your peripheral vision. Like really look, okay, at this bigger, wider, broader picture. And this bigger, wider, broader picture is going to be what? Taurus. Taurus is my physical body, my sexuality, my talents, my capacities, what I am good at, how valuable I am. It's learning unconditional self-love. Taurus in the second house is coming into a place of, I love myself. My past lifetimes, Scorpio, South Node in Scorpio, I measured myself according to other people's values, and I was found lacking. This lifetime, I have to discover my own personal values. And in this case, the ninth house is my own personal beliefs, my own religious views, my own philosophy of life. I need to come out of other people manipulating me, controlling me, and telling me who I am and what to do, say, and believe, and become the bull. Yeah? The bull is super powerful. It's ruled by, Taurus is ruled by what? Venus. And look at, she's got Venus in Aquarius. Hello? Of course people don't understand her. She's from the future. Aquarius is the future, man. She's way ahead of everybody. So the thing is, she may not have been able to plug in or be understood, so she could feel less than. They don't understand me. It must be because I'm stupid. Sorry, hate to change the story, but guess what? They're not understanding you because you're above and beyond and outside their small little fucking world, baby. You know what I'm saying? So this is a turn of the coin. Her, her node, her north node is rising up. She's coming up and out. She's been a student long enough. The school of hard knocks. She knows what it's like to lose, to suffer, to be a victim. And this lifetime, what she's coming into is probably some kind of higher revelation due to astrology or whatever. The world is a mirror. And when I hate myself, the world hates me. And when I beat myself up, the world beats me up. And when I abuse myself, I am abused. And when I love myself, the world loves me. And when I feel rich, the world makes me rich. And when I you get it? This is the moon conjunct Venus. The moon conjunct Venus, particularly in Pisces. Pisces is a mirror. So when she starts showing and teaching and sharing with people how beautiful they are and how beautiful she is, and comes up out of this place, okay, of, victim or manipulated or loser or whatever, and comes into this place of, guess what, I lost that because God was doing me a favor and taking that away from me. Because I am so awesome, I don't need it anymore. It's like this lifetime for Yael is taken off the training wheels because she knows how to ride the bicycle. And she can go on there going, oh my God, they took off my training wheels, those bastards. But you know what? Without those training wheels, riding your bicycle is more fun because you can lean into the curves, you can go faster. You can do all kinds of things on that bicycle without training wheels that you can't do with the training wheels. So, this is a very interesting time. And I'll also say when it comes to lies and deception, which Neptune and Pisces over here has to do with, when I lie to myself, other people lie to me. You want to look at what you have been telling yourself. Yes, I was abused, but the person who abused me, oh, I understand their problem and where they're coming from, and oh, that poor person, and letting people off the hook and telling yourself, oh, it didn't really hurt me as much as it hurt them, and telling yourself bullshit. Yeah, it's like, so when you start coming into, and this is very powerful, okay, particularly in 2019, because we have Jupiter hitting Jupiter, and this Neptune is going to come up and square your Jupiter. And I talked about the year of 2019 with Jupiter-Neptune aspects, okay, and Jupiter coming up to this descendant. Okay, it is the year of deciphering what is true. And you really need to do it. You need to look at your own stories. And it could also be helpful to talk to other people about what you remember. Because what you remember may not necessarily be exactly what happened. I've done it myself, right? I mean, we tell ourselves things, and we let people off the hook, and we blame these people, and these people get away with nothing. And it's just like, and it's just like when you start bringing this all in, and this is the sun in Capricorn, yeah, So we see here now, yeah, that the Jupiter return, okay, is time for a new set of beliefs. Stepping out of limiting core beliefs into, a new understanding. And, astrology can, just like really be super, very super powerful for you. Pluto coming around to the sun, this is wonderful. This is a snake shedding its skin. And yes, I don't know exactly how the banana feels when you peel it, but I am sure it feels exposed. They're taking my clothes off. The poor banana, right? It's like, okay, zoom, you're getting stripped. Yeah? You're getting stripped of an old identity. It's an old you. You are no longer that. And as much as you identify with that house, that relationship, that son or daughter, that mother or father, that religion, that company, as much as you have lost your identity in something temporary, you will experience pain, loss, and abandonment. To the extent that you identify yourself with an infinite spiritual being, with an artist, with a writer, with someone who has, who this North Node in Taurus is, I am the horn of plenty. Yeah, there's so much wisdom I have to bring. This North Node of the Moon in the 9th house is a wisdom keeper. You're a wisdom teacher. And wisdom is what? Nature. Nature. It's an earth sign having to do with the trees and the rocks, maybe the desert and the Dead Sea salts, and just the glory and the splendor and the wonder of, of where you are. And it can also have to do with healing your sexual wounds, okay, through, okay, I mean, right now, you see you've got Gemini on the midheaven with Uranus on the midheaven. You are a revolutionary rebel here to blow people's minds. Drop their jaws, raise their eyebrows, write books and tell stories, or write songs, or make videos, or write blogs, or just get on Instagram and just go, guess what? Be funky. Uranus is, in public, eccentric, unusual, bizarre, ahead of her time. So the local people may not understand you, but you get on the World Wide Web and you may very well be understood. And you may very well find like-minded souls and people who believe what you believe and find friends and camaraderie and understanding and validation. Very, very beautiful. So Neptune coming up to that descendant. Neptune is spirit. This is a time to be, connecting with your spiritual soul people and forming your relationships based upon the mystical mysteries of life. It's very, very beautiful. Very powerful time. Yeah? So Jupiter is going to be moving through this fourth house. We said most of this year. Jupiter in the fourth house is coming home. Home, roots, and family, expanding, maybe moving, maybe even moving overseas, or adding on to the house where you live, or inviting people over to your house for astrology classes. But it's a time of really, nurturing and building and protecting yourself. And then, of course, this Saturn is going to be moving into the fifth house. 23 degrees. That's not going to be till next year. So Jupiter and Saturn both in the fourth house. This is a time, the fourth house is introvert. Neptune coming up out there is other people are kind of foggy or undependable or unreliable. I really want to, I have some inner work to do. I need to let go of some of my family conditioning and my childhood patterning stuff and really start a new foundation, a new path for myself. You know what I'm saying? You gotta unmute your microphone.
Thank you. Kaypacha, where's my progressed moon right now? Can you tell me?
Your progressed moon. It is at 13 degrees of Libra.
On my Neptune. On my Neptune. And something else. Right now, I'm planning and I'm going to build my house in physical. Right here. Yeah.
Perfect.
It's good. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's great. Astrology works on very many levels. Okay, wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Nice to see you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Yeah, if you want to turn off your video and mute your microphone. Thank you. We did it, baby! Happy birthday to you. It's so great that she won, and she was number 4, like she wasn't even going to go today. But due to the stars of destiny, she was chosen. Okay, you guys, I think I've talked enough for today. I want to thank you for being in the community, for doing your own inner work, because when you do your work, you are healing humanity. And I hope that you all become astrologers and you start teaching astrology and reading people's charts. And astrology, for me, I feel is like the best freaking tool to help change one person at a time, raise the consciousness of the planet. It's like, ow! Namaste. Aloha. So much love.